Hey everybody, and welcome to my Mount Up review series where I review Mount Up sets made by the company Blacktech. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Deep Sea Angler. This set comes with 186 pieces and is recommended for ages 8 and up. There's also 3 other mounts to collect in this wave. I've already reviewed the Flametrail Phoenix if you want to check that video in the description. I'm still waiting to find the Wrathful Raptor, and the Greenback Crab is what I'll be reviewing next. We're going to start off this review by taking a look at the minifigure that's included in this set. And I do like the design of this figure as a whole. I think the red and blue clash together very well and it looks appealing to the eye. I also don't necessarily mind the design of the character's helmet. I like the plastic visor that's included, that's a good touch. As we turn the minifigure around to the back, you can see there's no printed detail, which is to be expected. I'm not overly surprised by that. But the thing that I like most about this figure, as we turn him back to the front here, you can see there is a printed anglerfish on his torso, which is a great little attention to detail. If we remove the minifigure's helmet, you can also see he has a printed scuba mask over his mouth. And I like the design choice to make it red. I think it's a good color combination. This set includes 6 weapons for the minifigure to wield. And while I do like their inclusion, it would have been nice to have some kind of weapon that could be used underwater. With the minifigure out of the way, we're going to talk about the Deep Sea Anglerfish, which I actually think has a rather strong design. I do like the red coloring with the little bits of white just to help break it up. And I think the orange color used for the bulb and eyes was a good color choice and it complements the overall build well. The anglerfish surprisingly comes with a pretty good range of articulation. The mouth is on a hinge, so you can move the bottom jaw up and down. The anglerfish's fishing rod is also on a ball joint, which allows for the bottom part of it to be rotated around, and then the top half here is on a hinge, allowing it to be moved up and down. The fish's eyes surprisingly have some articulation because they're on ball joints, so they can be moved around, but this was a design choice to help get the angle of the eyes and aren't necessarily meant to be moved in this way. The fish's fins are also on hinges, which allows for them to be moved up and down. And like I said a moment ago, I'm actually really surprised with how much articulation this build has. The last little bit of articulation we're going to be looking at is on the tail here, which is on a ball joint, which allows for a good variety of range of motion. It can be moved up and down and side to side. However, you have to hold directly onto the ball joint. If you try to move the tail from the bottom here, it's going to pop off really easily. The last thing that I want to talk about is the overall branding and name of this set. The line of this series is called Mount Up, and you can see on the box there the minifigure is holding on to the anglerfish. But if we take a look at the fish and where the character is supposedly grabbing, there is nowhere for the minifigure to hold on to, which I find rather disappointing because I like the idea of building a mount for these characters to ride on. The bottom corner of the box even calls the minifigure a rider, which I do find a little ironic because if you take the minifigure and try to sit him onto the anglerfish, he's just going to fall right off. I was able to get the minifigure to sit onto the anglerfish if I positioned him like so. But of course there's nowhere for him to actually hold on to, so if the fish decides to swim away, he's going to fall right off. I picked up this set at the store 5 Below for just $5. And even with my little complaints, I do feel like it is worth that price. I like the design of the minifigure and I think the anglerfish is actually a relatively strong build. Be sure to let me know what you think of this set in the comments below and maybe consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel for more brick built content and reviews.